Welcome back, everybody. This is the Uncharted Vapor, and today I'm bringing you a review on a product that I purchased for the purposes of the review. So today we're going to be talking about the Vapirit 80-watt pod device. So with that, we're going to take this, bring it down below, open it up, and talk about it. So I'll see you guys down below. Alright guys, how you guys doing? So here we are down low with the Vapirit 80 watt. It's in bronze, obviously. They did mark it. It does have the 5 ml juice capacity, so this is not the TPA required one. On the back side, let's go ahead and freeze frame that for you. Let's zoom it in. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. Focus. There we go. Actually, let's just zoom it in. There you go. And there you go. Alright, so zoom it back out. Okay, so right there. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so it's a little bit bigger than its original predecessor. Pod, fill, right here on the bottom, right there. Press ends easy. Adjustable airflow right here. That's pretty nice. The coil itself. Let's see, do you have to pull the whole thing out? Let's check it out, guys. Doesn't look like it. Nope. So the coil just comes out. It is another Vapirit style coil. So this one right here particularly is a 0.2 ohm coil, best up to 70 watts. So 60 to 70 watts is what it's saying. It says Vapirit on the side. Nothing special. Airflow adjustment ring is right here. So you can adjust your airflow, how much airflow you want to put into it. So slide your coil in. But first, let's go ahead and juice it up. So in there, go ahead and slide it back into the pod. Make sure your airflow is lined up with the airflow adjustment. Slide it down. And now you can adjust your airflow however you like it. Tighter, looser, etc. So I am going to run the 0.2. So with that, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and fill it up with some juice inside. Let this coil saturate while we are going over what's in the bottom side of the box. Alright, so we let that set right there and get our little trusty pick out the way. Why do we have a pick? You'll eventually see. Alright, so on the bottom side, let's see how this one is packaged. Alright, so, okay, seems a little bit better. Alright, so this time the USB cable, the Type-C cable, actually has a band on it. That's nice to see. The coil wasn't burned up on that one. This is the 0.4 ohm coil up to 40 watts. Best up to 40 watts. User manual. Battery orientation. Statuses. 18650 or 21700 battery. Set up the battery cover, which depending on what you're going to use, because they do have an adapter. So yeah, real simple stuff, basic stuff that you would expect inside of a device. So this 40 watt coil is probably better for the 40 watt version of it because you can run the full power if you wanted to. And on this one, at least I know how much battery life I have because I run my own battery. So with that, so what you do is you're just going to pop open the magnetic door. Good Lord, it's tight. And here is the 18650 battery adapter. That out of our way. So if you want to use an 18650 battery, you can. You slide this in and it tells you on the orientation positive up, negative down. So when you slide it in, your positive, this will slide on top of your positive like this, and your negative will go down here, which is spring loaded as well. And yeah, the bottom is spring loaded. So that's how you're going to put your battery in for an 18650. Nice feeling there, nice leather feel on the back side. Kept with the same color configuration as they had on the original one. Airflow here on the sides, real easy to understand. Your contact path, airflow, 3 holes, which will coincide, well, nice magnets too. Right here, directly going into your airflow port, but it's still in a fixed port. So with that, let's slap a battery in it and turn it on. So today I am going to be running a 30T by Samsung or LG, one of the companies. Put that in. Slide the door on, turns on, Vapirit, sulfur 1.3, 60 watts, 9.999999 ohms. Same thing. Three color change options, 1, 2, 3. Locks it, 1, 2, 3. Unlocks it, 1, 2, 3. Unlock, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing. So put your pot in. It registers, drops it down to 10 watts, 8 to 12 watts best. But alright, so now it's reading at 0.2, so then it jumps up. Best between 60 to 70 watts, so let's go ahead and go up. Let's do it at 65 watts. Yeah, so same thing as the original predecessor with it. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and take this and bring it back up on top. This is the Vapirit 80 watt. Alright, so welcome back up on top, everybody. So today what we're talking about is the Vapirit 80 watt. So with that, this is the big brother to that of the 40 watt that we reviewed earlier. And yes, I'm doing 2 reviews today in one time. Why am I doing that? Because they are basically the same devices, just one is a internal battery, one is a external battery. This is the same thing we have seen in the series pretty much as the Drag X, the Drag S, and a few others that have run the same type of setup. So with that, I'm going to give it to them on how they did the adjustable airflow on this. Nice, because the coil can come out. It's not threaded, so that's a good thing. The coils are Vupu style coils. Thus far, you can pretty much find these anywhere you go and look for them. The ability on the bigger one, the 80 watt, it gives you one that allows you to run it up to a 21700 along with the adapter it comes with, which is an 18650. Okay, so it does add a little bit of weight to it because it is a solid metal. They call it zinc alloy, but it's pretty hefty for a zinc alloy because I don't have it on my stand right now, but my Vapex is actually lighter than this, and it's made of a zinc alloy and with a 21700 fully loaded, I think 7 mils of juice, not 5. It's lighter than this one, and it's a little bit bigger, but all I can say is that overall, this does have a nice feel. It does look unique, or you know, pretty elegant. I'll give them that. You know, the way they did the way they designed it. You know, it does look good. Designed by Vapirit on the bottom with Vapirit on the side, and that's the only markings you see on it. So that's a real big pro to me. Another pro is the fact that I didn't have a burned coil in this one like I did with the 40 watt, and it destroyed, you know, coil altogether with no cotton inside of it and and I pulled the mesh right up on out of it, as you guys saw on video, and you can see that video right there. So with that, let's show you some vapor production. We're running at 70 watts, running some Flavory milky cereal, which is rather good, actually, surprisingly, made by Steep and Drip. So, alright, so there we go. Flavor-wise, it's going to basically come down to how much airflow are you willing to put into this thing. It is on the louder side, even though the coil, it is gauged to, I guess, kind of aim towards the coil, but if the coil had set down a little bit lower, it would have ran right into it, but right now it's having to run up and come do like one of these, like a wave action, creating a lot of turbulent sound. So with the airflow down wide open, let's see what it sounds like wide open. So this is going to be wide open airflow. Great vapor production, I'm not going to lie about it. Flavor is still pretty decent there. Cut it down halfway. Vapor is there too for the satisfaction, but it's getting noisier. Cut it down a little bit more, down to about a quart of air. Not quite, it's down a lot more, but still has a lot more. The only other logo I just now noticed is the Vapirit on the side that seems to be etched inside of it. So you're not going to really see it because your hand's going to cover that. But it is the predecessor of the 40 watt. The 40 watt said Vapirit on the back, had the logo in the front, and said Vapirit on the bottom. Still is not too overbranded to me because it's just a logo, and it's not like Vapirit all over the whole thing and telling you what it is. If you're looking for something compact and not too powerful, Vapirit 40 watt, yeah, sure, no problem. I would say, okay, no problem, you can get it. And the fact that you can flip your airflow so you can do different things. If you want something that you can have more power, last you all day long, and to be able to use different types of batteries, I would say we go with the 80 watt. It is going to be a little bit more heftier as far as weight goes. So now, pros and cons. The only con on this thing here, it is designed the exact same way as the 40 watt is. The only difference is they upgraded it because of the battery to make it to 80 watts. That's all they did. It's still the exact same screen selection way, screen lock, and it also does not have the ability to lock your wattage out. So with that, it's still pretty good. You know, I'll give it that. It has great flavor. I'm going to open it up to about halfway. So cons, noise. Drip tip is integrated, so you can't swap out your own drip tip. The same theme as the old one, so they didn't really upgrade much to this other than making it larger. Taking the buttons from the side to the front. They didn't really do a whole lot of changes. They did do it with an adapter. Nice, good job. Secondly, I'll give them props. They finally wrapped up the cord on this one here, so someone actually probably QC'd this one. Unlike the other one, which I had the burn coil from. But other than that, if I rated this from a 1 to a 10, I'd probably give this probably 6 to 6.5. Only because it's nothing special or fancy. And it runs the same coil that you can run and find at pretty much any local vape shop, which is a Vupu coil or an iSure coil. Since this is an 80 watt device, if you can find the iSure 0.15 ohm coils, you can run them inside of these, and they will run just as good as the 0.2 does, but they can run 10 watts more. So with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next review.